The second time in as many weeks, a grand jury has found the evidence is just not there to charge a white police officer in connection with the death of a black civilian.
There is growing outrage tonight after an unarmed African-American teenager was shot and killed by police in the St. Louis suburb of Ferguson,
Another
Missouri.
fatal police shooting, a traffic stop turned deadly, caught on tape, igniting anger and concern about police use of force.
Louisiana police officer shot and killed a black man during a confrontation outside a Baton Rouge convenience store on Tuesday in an...
Listen, people, clearly there is something wrong. Police killed 102 unarmed black people in 2015. And if that doesn't disgust you, only 10 of the 102 cases in 2015 where an unarmed black person was killed by police resulted in officers being charged with the crime. And only 2 of these deaths resulted in convictions of officers involved. This is the way young black teenagers feel.
How nervous you're gonna be then is when you got the people that you're trying to protect and serve don't fuck with you no more. It's gonna be real bad then. You ain't protecting nothing but yourself at the end of the day.
You're not even getting your protection, so why you bother?
I do a better job protecting myself anyway.
Exactly.
The message needs to be heard.
What they're gonna do is look, they're not gonna say or do anything about it.
At all. They're afraid of us.
Yeah.
For real.
They've been afraid of us. That's why
350 years. 350 years of being afraid. Being afraid. And niggas is finally talking about it, finally being heard. That's what it takes sometimes. Sometimes it takes a little violence, bro, for motherfuckers to understand things ain't playing no more.
Wrong.
I think if we can keep the struggle moving in a path that leads to progress, in other words, if we can win concrete victories as we have in the past through nonviolence.
There are a number of different ways that you can express your dissatisfaction with these issues, and one of them is through peaceful protesting. A peaceful protest, also known as nonviolent resistance or nonviolent action, is the act of expressing disapproval through a statement or action without the use of violence.
Who is going to die next? I said the whole world wants to know who is going to die next. The whole world wants to know who is going to die next, because the pigs got God complex. See, the pigs got God complex. Bodies lay in wooden caskets because tree branches display too much evidence. Bodies lay in wooden caskets because tree branches display too much evidence. Next are a constant reminder of accessories that wish to free themselves from chains, because the pigs got God complex. Y'all see, the pigs got God complex. This badge has always given access to first-class death. White will always symbolize this. God, the power, this power will always win. See, when the enemy is tested, they always win. When the enemy is tested, they use the sword that was used against them. When the enemy is tested, they are always winning. On July 8th, 2016, on July 8th, 2016, 600 bodies lay in wooden caskets because Lee don't soak blood that fast. 600 bodies on July 8th, 2016, that is today. 600 bodies sleep in wooden caskets because leaves don't soak blood that fast. Ah! Niggas been screaming for help. And when they screamed for help, they gave us a hint. Our fist gave them an encore. They are threatened by this fist. They are threatened by this fist. And they sent the sun to warn us of the heat before they pulled out theirs. And the rockets, red block, throws black blood in the air. Gave proof through the night that their badge is still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the slaves? Cause the pigs got God complex. Can y'all say it? The pigs got God complex. When they have God's complex, cause the pigs got God complex. When the pigs got God complex, will you let them be your God? The power of life and death is in
How did you feel like you needed to make that speech today?
I'm
tired.
You're tired? I'm tired of doing the same things. I wanted to do something different. I knew that my black brothers and my black sisters needed this, and they needed a bigger platform. And I felt like I needed to use my form of activism, which is poetry, to do that. That wasn't for me. That wasn't to even advertise who I am. That was because I knew that I had a duty and my purpose was to do that. Somebody needed to hear that. I wanted to disturb someone.
How do you feel about yesterday's incident?
Like many, I was disturbed. Like many, I was tired. Like many, I was tired of writing the same hashtag with different names. I'm just tired. I'm tired.
I mean, that describes a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, I think your speech is very powerful, actually, today. But do you think that it would be right for, I mean, I'm black too, so do you think it would be right for us to retaliate against police?
No.
Do you think violence is the answer?
No. And what I do think that is the answer is black people creating some sort of union to protect our own. Even last night, thinking that somebody retaliated on a police officer, as many police officers, I wasn't settled. I wasn't satisfied with that. I wasn't happy with that, and I didn't feel like we have overcame something. But what I think needs to happen is that black women and black men and women need to create some sort of unit to protect our own. Because us fighting back to a police officer isn't going to help anything. What they're doing is categorizing us as terrorists now. So what I think needs to happen is definitely that union needs to happen so that we have someone we can go to that can protect and serve us.
Yep.
That's willing to look out for us and our people.
What would you say to black families out there right now that feel the same way you feel?
Get up, get out, take action. Nothing is going to happen if you just tweet about it. It is a form of activism, but there's more that you can do. Whether it's cooking or planting farms, doing something beyond your living room, beyond your computer screen, beyond your phone, and actually doing a form of activism to your community. Whether it's in your neighborhood or whether it's starting teaching your children different things. We all have a different role that we can play, and it doesn't have to be standing up in front of people and speaking, but it could start with just teaching your child, or it could start with going to your schools and teaching the truth, or forming a form of young people to come together to show them how to speak their truth as well.
Do you think that what you're doing is separating blacks from whites, possibly?
No. There's a powerful speaker by the name of Jane, I'm not sure her last name. She was in a room full of white people and she asked them, now, do any of you want to be treated like a black person in this society? She said, oh, nobody raised their hand. So she said, okay, maybe you guys didn't understand me. She was like, does any of you guys want to be treated like any of the black people that are in this nation? Do you know how many people raised their hands? None. So that shows that they know and they are aware of what is happening in this world, and they have a role to play as well. And it's not to preach to us, but it's to preach to their brothers and sisters and let them know, look, this is a problem, and this is what you can do here. You don't have to speak for them, you allow them to speak for themselves, but as an ally, this is what you can do, right? You can protect them whenever the police is around, right? You could play a role as well in this form of activism, and it doesn't involve you speaking for the forefront because you have no right to do that. So.
Not all of these deaths are justified, and just like us, the police officers are hurting too. In their community, they're also losing police officers, brothers, loved ones, partners. Like everything, there are two sides. Although we may not see eye to eye, we all have a common goal that we are trying to strive towards. We all want unity. Police officers deal with scary situations like this one every single day. These two police officers were patting down a suspect when he broke free and went for his gun. This video goes to prove that it is so important not to resist and just cooperate. Because these police officers don't know what could happen and they're just trying to protect themselves.
See, so that's what we're talking about. See, I told you I smelled a little weed. See, you just pulled that out and handed it right to me. You forget that you had that? Did you forget about it?
It ain't really.
Well, I know it's just a little bit of weed, but it's still the fact is that you got weed there. Go ahead and put your hands behind your back for me, okay? Don't tense up. Don't tense up. Just put your, no, listen to me. What I'm trying to tell you is put your hand behind your back. Don't tense, no, you're tensing up. I'm not tensing. I'm going to tell you, put your hand behind, no, listen to me.
It's the way how you hold it.
No, I'm trying to explain to you. No, listen to me. Listen to me. This is a little misdemeanor, okay? It's just a little thing.
Okay,
do not pull away from me. Do not pull away from me, okay? Listen to me. No. Your arm is tense. Your arm is tense, partner. Listen to me. Listen to me. You're pulling away.
It's the way you got my hand, man.
Listen to me. You can charge resisting now. You can charge resisting. Hey, stop. Do you have? Kill the guy now! Kill the guy now! Shoot you! Shots fired! I'm in! Kill the guy! Kill your hands! Give me your hands!
Bryant was shot twice in the upper body and died of his injuries. Officer Kelly was hit by a gunshot to the leg. Both officers were cleared of any wrongdoing over the incident and have returned to work.
Anytime you see a fellow law enforcement officer killed, it's a different day, and just the fact of how the events unfolded last night make things very different. It wasn't an officer responding to somebody for help. We inherently think that can be a dangerous situation, but this was completely different. It was a deliberate attack. It was a murder.
There is pain to be felt on both sides. There is wrongdoing by both sides. There is an objective, and that objective is not to divide each other, but to stand together, because a house divided against each other will not stand. We need to make sure the courts don't just let the unjustified deaths go without justice and set the precedent that it is okay to play God without justifiable reasoning. But we also must understand that most of the time the police are doing the job the way they were trained to make it back home to their families. There is no shoot 'em in the leg in real world scenarios. If you join the police academy, you use the FATS machine, Firearms Training Simulation Machine. That machine is like playing a real life video game without wires connected to the gun, and you can't tell it's a TV. I myself personally have used it, and I can tell you, everything happens in the blink of an eye. You have seconds that could tell life or death to evaluate a situation before you can make that decision to shoot. One way we can educate our children on what to do if you're ever in contact with police: cooperate. We need situational awareness and understand that cops today are in a very tight and now scared position, where now they don't know if the scene they're pulling up to is a setup to shoot and kill them. Now, more than ever, we need to cooperate and stand together and make sure that cops trust us, and hopefully we can start to build a new trust with police that has been diminished over the years. Don't resist, don't run. There is clearly something wrong, and we must fix it from both sides. Black lives matter, blue lives matter, all lives matter.